When Shubman Gill stepped out for the first time for a press conference as the Indian Test captain ahead of the test at Headingley, he said a very pertinent point. He said, when I am a captain, when I go out on the field, I am a captain and I'm not thinking about my batting. When I go out to bat, I am no longer the captain, I am only Shubman Gill, the batter. He has split this identity of his, of a captain and a batter. Now in this series, Shubman Gill, the batter, has flourished. Shubman Gill, the captain, still a lot of concerns.
I thought that was well summed up. First things first, for Shubman Gill to be able to separate the two identities is an incredible achievement. I have not seen too many people being able to do that. And when I say that, I think of some of the greatest legends of the game. They were not able to extrapolate the batting identity from the captain identity. And that is a fact. Mm-hmm. For Shubman Gill to be able to achieve that and achieve that with panache has been the greatest highlight for me of Shubman Gill this tour. Let me kind of start with batting and captaincy and give it back to you, and then we can keep talking.
Yeah.
As a batter, questions were raised if Shubman Gill is able to bat in juicy conditions.
Yes.
Questions were raised if Shubman Gill is able to negotiate the new ball. Questions were raised if Shubman Gill can bat under pressure. And questions were raised if Shubman Gill is able to kind of take his team to positions of safety when things are not going well with the bat for the team. So these were all raised at Shubman Gill. I will concede that Leeds was a batting deck. I will concede that Edgbaston was a paradise. Having said that, England weren't able to even save the game.
Yeah.
But I will concede for his critics and naysayers that yes, these two test matches were easy batting conditions. I will not concede that Manchester was easy, especially against the new ball. I will not. I will not concede that 0 for 2, anybody, anywhere, 311 down, 669 conceded is easy conditions to bat. So, as a batter in Manchester, I will give Shubman Gill 12 out of 10. He was that good. As a batter, Shubman Gill with his 400s and 700 runs has ticked every box. And with this 100 here at the Old Trafford, by the way, in front of the Lancashire County Cricket Ground, Farooq Engineer, Clive Lloyd, some of the greats, Wasim Akram. Even Wasim Akram, had he bowled to Shubman Gill, would have said this guy is top-notch. This 100 has made Shubman Gill the right heir
to the number 4 position.
Yes. And he's taken that mantle over once and for all. Point, we have not missed Virat Kohli.
No.
Anyone who says that we've missed Virat Kohli is either a Kohli fan, which is fine, but in the real sense, Virat Kohli would have been proud to be able to do what Shubman Gill has done. Sachin Tendulkar would have been proud to be able to do what Shubman Gill has done, 400s in England against England. So Shubman Gill, the batter, Gargi, has ticked every possible box that we would have wanted him to tick here in England. Captain Shubman Gill. I think batter Shubman Gill over a period of time will rub off on Captain Shubman Gill. At this point in time, he's an average captain. At this point in time, Ben Stokes has out-captained Shubman Gill, and there's no debate in accepting it. The fact that India went in with Anshul Kamboj, the fact that Washington Sundar wasn't bowled till the 69th over, the fact that India went in with a side which had Kamboj and Shardul Thakur as captain, and multiple times, if you see, he allowed the game to drift.
Yeah.
So Shubman Gill as captain will learn, or has to learn. And I think the fact that he has scored that many number of runs has now eased the learning curve a bit, where he enters the dressing room as the alpha male and as the top dog. So Shubman Gill, the batter, 12 out of 10 after this 100. Shubman Gill, the captain, 6 out of 10, maybe 5.5 out of 10, and plenty to learn, but with the enormous amount of optimism that the batter will now influence the captain, and you cannot separate the two anymore.
You know what? No, I kind of disagree. I kind of disagree with you on that point, because Shubman Gill and Gautam Gambhir came out in that press conference after the 4th test and also spoke about this, that When he's batting, he's batting. When he's captaining, he's captaining. He's got those split. He's separated those two identities so well that at this point, what he can do. In my mind, it works like this: that if Captain Shubman Gill is down and out, he can extract confidence from the batter Shubman Gill. When, as a batter, he's down and out, he can extract confidence from Captain Shubman Gill. So he's got two aspects, or let's say it's a dichotomy. He's got two. This is like Harry Potter and Horcruxes. He's separated himself into two. And whenever he needs confidence, whenever he needs any motivation, he can actually extract it from either of those identities. I think of it that way.
I think one side is right, one side is wrong. When you are scoring runs like the way, and by the way, there will be a bad patch.
Yes, of course.
When he's scoring runs like the way he is, I buy the point, and I made that point, that he will be able to draw confidence as a captain and will become a better captain. And he will command dressing room respect. He will command authority. He will command all of that. And I buy that point. But when there is a bad patch, I don't think the captain can draw on, or captaincy will allow him to kind of ride over.
Unless he's a phenomenal captain.
Exactly. And that is still not something that we have seen. So the batter is actually complementing or pushing the captain forward at this point in time. It is not the Mike Brearley syndrome. It is not the Mark Taylor syndrome. It's not something that I've seen in Gill yet, where I can say with justification that, oh, you know what, the captain will propel the batsman forward. No, not yet. And rather, the captain might just get soaked in if the batter starts to fail. And that is a worry for me. That there will be, and what I want is, by that time, the captain should elevate himself to that level where captaincy doesn't get impacted when batting form gets impacted. At least basis this series. Because Gill, why did captaincy get impacted this series or this match? Because if you see Leeds, India batted first. When Gill comes out on the field to captain, he's coming out on the back of 150. Again in Birmingham, India batted first. Gill comes out at the back of a 269. Second innings against England, Gill comes out at the back of another 150. So the body language is, boss, I've got 600 runs to show for. Now what? At Lord's, unfortunately, he failed 16 and 9. When he comes out, it's when in Manchester, another failure. And India batted first in Manchester. All of a sudden, in his mind, it's 2 failures at Lord's and 1 failure in Manchester. So the captain Shubman Gill, who came out for that 669, is ridden with self-doubt.
Yes.
Had it been Edgbaston, had it been Leeds, we would have seen a different avatar. So the backing is actually, and obviously the absence of Rishabh Pant. It would happen when the opposition sort of takes off and Zach Crawley and Ben Duckett made merry. But overall, Gargi, Shubman Gill has outperformed my expectation as a batter.
100%. None of us expected this to happen. I think even Shubman Gill fans did not expect this kind of performance from Shubman Gill's bat. The other question that I want to ask you is, do you think Shubman Gill right now is not strong enough to hold that team on the field? He needs a Rishabh Pant, he needs a KL Rahul to sort of back him up, and that's when he starts flourishing, when he's got that backing. Now, be it from the dressing room, be it from a Rishabh Pant behind the wickets, or a KL Rahul, or a Jasprit Bumrah, or Ravindra Jadeja not telling him, but advising him on what to do. Is that where Shubman Gill is at right now when it comes to captaincy?
He is, and I don't see that as a problem.
No,
Anyone will.
Not
because
at all.
In that team, there is a Jasprit Bumrah who's a former captain. In that team, there is a KL Rahul who's a former captain. And I think Gautam Gambhir was candid enough to say that these are the best 18 boys, but they have some inexperience. And
Absolutely.
what he meant was, this is his first series as captain.
Of course.
So if he is expected to do what Ben Stokes is doing, it's unfair.
Hugely unfair.
And he's, by the way, not captaining in India. This is baptism by fire, coming to England at the back of a 3-test mauling against New Zealand, at the back of a 1-4 against Australia. So he's entering Indian captaincy at a time when the stock of Indian cricket in red ball, not in white ball, in red ball cricket is at its worst. Kohli has left, Rohit has left, Bumrah partly, again with that workload management issue, Ashwin has left, some of his match winners have left the scene. So he takes over at a time when Indian cricket is struggling for a new identity. And that's what kind of defines the Shubman Gill narrative for me. So I agree, there has to be self-doubt. I agree, there has to be kind of inner demons that he has to conquer. But from what I've seen, and again I come back to Shubman Gill the batter, I am not surprised by the fact that Shubman Gill the captain is not a finished product yet. If anybody expected him to be a finished product,
No,
I think
it's not.
we are expecting a bit too much. I am also surprised by Shubman Gill the batter's evolution in this series. I come back to that second innings in Manchester. The ball was keeping low. The KL Rahul delivery, for example, and we have seen multiple times with Gill, when he got a knock in the hand, when he was in writhing pain, when he left that bat and he started walking around and he had a plaster taped up and all of that. That is enough to create self-doubt. I did not see Gill give up. No. I saw Gill stand there and get to that 100. Yes, you might say at the stroke of lunch and all that, but to be able to bat 250 plus balls.
Two sessions and then...
Almost three.
Almost, that's what I'm saying. 2 sessions and then some more. With that also the next day...
Wasn't it the last over before lunch?
Last over.
So three sessions. He came out, session 1 last part. Remember, 2 down.
So essentially 3 sessions.
Correct. 3 sessions to be able to bat when you're saving the game. When you're saving the game, 3 sessions, unbelievable. And this defines you. And I've said, Test cricket is all about character. This is not a T20 game that you come, you hit, there are 4 fielders there, you hit here, there, and you close an eye. Tell me, Shubman Gill has scored so many hundreds in IPL. Close your eyes and tell me about one. You watch a lot of IPL. You cover more IPL than I do.
Yes.
Tell me about one Shubman
Agreed.
Gill 100.
No, it will never be as prestigious as a Test cricket 100.
Now close your eyes and tell me about a Shubman Gill Test 100. You will tell about Manchester.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what it is. That is what it is.
And
because
final question. What next for Shubman Gill, the captain?
you see, what next is Oval. Oval is next. If India goes on and wins the game at the Oval, you will see Shubman Gill, the captain, turn a completely different leaf. He will go back to India as a hero, having drawn a test series in England 2-all. When is the last time that an Indian team has done that? 2002 was a draw, and 2007 was an Indian win, jelly beans. 11 was a loss, 14 was a loss, 18 was a loss, 21 under Kohli we were leading, but 22 became equal. So 22 was 2-2. After 22, this would be the one. And by the way, the 22 loss, the last match in Birmingham, was a rout. So even if you were 2-1 ahead, you actually went back the next year when you came for that COVID-impacted series, you went back demoralized because you lost that last match. Here, if you win the Oval and you make a statement of 2-2, India retains the Anderson, actually it's the start, but India retains the trophy because it's ultimately with India. India won last time round. It will be one heck of a moment in Shubman Gill's life. Imagine this, Sachin Tendulkar at the Oval, handing the Anderson Tendulkar trophy to Shubman Gill. And the best player of the series, from an Indian standpoint, I will say Rahul, but if you add captaincy and if India wins the Oval,
it's
likely Shubman Gill. So Sachin Tendulkar might be handing the Pataudi medal to either a Ben Stokes or a Shubman Gill. If Gill gets another 100, then it's Gill. So all of a sudden, we are talking about a very different Shubman Gill. So next stop, Oval. Next stop, history. Next stop, take yourself to that level where you go back to India. And by the way, if that happens, when he walks into that Indian change room for that West Indies series, you will see the body language of a very different man. England would have made Shubman Gill.
On that note, I don't think I can add anything better to that. But on that note, we'll be back.
Gargi, think
Yeah.
it was like this. A young man at the age of 12 with his father watching. Karsan Ghavri says he should not play with 12-year-olds. He should play with 17-year-olds in that village. And his father tells Karsan Ghavri, I will bring that young boy to the Punjab Cricket Association nets. Mohinder Pandav allows that to happen, and that started a journey in one of the villages of India. And from there on, to become the poster boy, the brand under 19, that semi-final 100, then becoming a captain of this Indian team and Sena conditions, proving people wrong. The legacy of Shubman Gill. This is the romance of Test cricket.
It's well and truly started. Hopefully he can take it forward and there are new heights to be reached.
One meeting should happen.
Meeting?
That's my final point. One meeting should happen.
Okay.
You said what next? Actually, let me say what next. Tonight, as you guys are watching this show at midday India, tonight, or rather now, because India is practicing today at the Oval in 2 hours, and Gargi and I will bring you all the updates from practice. At breakfast, Shubman Gill should walk into Jasprit Bumrah's room and say, you know what, Jasprit, as your captain, I'm telling you, you bloody well play at the Oval. I want that to happen. You are my premier bowler. Put your hand up and win me Oval. That's what I want to see Shubman Gill do, and that's next. Get Jasprit Bumrah out there, go for England, who are already down and out, and go for the jugular, make it 2-2, redefine the Shubman Gill captaincy quotient that we were talking about.
On that note, we'll see you at the Oval. Thank you so much.